You had a point, right?
I did want to say something.
Yeah.
So I've heard Myron say before that he doesn't feel like there's such a thing as like a high value woman. You've said that you believe that women get their value from men, correct, Myron?
Yes.
And John, you were saying that you don't really enjoy talking to women about their chihuahuas.
I said every man you know believe if you put them on a lie detector, they look just like me, identical. Okay. Nobody gives a fuck about your chihuahua. We don't want to talk about your day at work. None of that. Zero. Okay.
And then Myron, earlier you were saying like in the feminine nature, it's kind of in the feminine nature to be duplicitous. So like what you're saying is like you find women to be like hypergamous, duplicitous, fuckable. But do you guys find women to be lovable at all? Like
I do. Yes.
Lovable as in you mean like showing affection to men?
No, as in like have like Sneeko, John, yourself, and Fresh. Have y'all ever found yourself in love with a woman?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah,
many times. Yeah,
it's a dumb bitch though.
Yeah, but my thing is, I don't fall in love with women. I have love for women because when you fall in love with a woman, you put yourself in a precarious situation where she now has the leverage.
Do you think it's a choice like that though? That like because you say I don't fall in love with women. Is that something that you're like? Is there like an amount of distance that you're keeping between yourself and your female partners?
Well, a cornerstone of masculinity is being able to control your emotions.
Yeah.
And so
that's one of the biggest delineating factors between men and women is men are expected to control their emotions because catastrophe occurs if they don't.
I mean, we all know that. Let's say, for example, a guy likes a girl, right? And then he becomes in love. He changes as a person for her. So ultimately, you want your man to be a rock hard, solid, for example, a leader where he's, you know what? I love my girl, but work comes first so I can make money for us as a family.
It's actually, this is how the female psyche works. She meets you, you're a badass, you punch people outside of clubs, she's in love with you. Then she tries to make you a nice guy and you fall for it because, oh, it's such good pussy, it's like butter. And then when you fall for it and become a nice guy, she goes, oh, I got cheated. This is not who I signed up to date. And in her subconscious, she feels like you lied about who you are to get pussy. So she leaves you for the other guy knocking people out. And it's like men who change, especially after marriage, for the woman, they always lose the woman, always.
100%.
Right?
So going back to, because you were saying my line that there's no such thing as a high value woman. Let me explain why I came to that conclusion. Men are valued on the value that they create for the world. Okay, you take like a Drake or whatever. He's known by his music, his name, etc. Men, like your goal as a man is to create resources and status. That's what men are taught to do. That's what they're supposed to do. Women, however, are taught create families. Men create status and a name. Women create families. When two men meet, they shake hands and ask, what do you do for a living? And they talk about work. When women shake hands, they don't. They typically give each other a hug and say, tell me about your boyfriend. Tell me about your children. Tell me about your family. Women are social creatures. Men are more concerned with things. Women are concerned with people. So with that said, if a woman does become successful, earns a title, makes money, etc., it doesn't increase her sexual market value, unfortunately. It just makes her, I guess, independent, but it doesn't make her sexier to the opposite gender.
Because we don't have access, right?
Real quick. But when a man chases resources and acquires status, he becomes attracted to the opposite gender. So what I'm saying is that women get their value from the caliber of man that they can date, marry, and claim the last name of. That's why women take last names, because they build on that legacy. That's why I say there's no such thing as a high value woman, because the things that make a woman high value are not status driven.
Myron, were you raised in a traditional?
Check this out.
Go ahead.
You make $1 million on OnlyFans. No guy gives a fuck because we know how selfish you guys are. You'll never give us financial access. We know your nature. We know you want to hoard money for your kids. You know, that's fine. Unless you, like her, she overcame her physiology and just wants to be single for 7 years. I don't know how you beat evolution. God bless you. But check this out. We know you guys are going to hoard the money for yourselves. No woman in history has ever took care of a man for 99 years until his heart explodes in his fucking chest. You guys can't even do a couple years without getting your pussies dry. It's pathetic. So we know we're not getting your money. Now, if we do get your money, right? Because if you have money as a woman, you're either a hoe or Hillary Clinton ugly. Right? You're either Hillary Clinton or OnlyFans. That's it. There's no in between.
From women,
I have definitely dated guys who are not as financially well off as me, and I have.
Where they at?
Where are they? Why did you abandon them? They're hurting. They're about to kill themselves because you women never kill yourselves. We've got a genocide against our gender. You abandoned a man making less than you.
I abandoned him?
Well, where is he? Do men initiate divorces and breakups?
That he broke up with me? Is that
you got dumped by a broke dude?
I have a question for the ladies. Hold on, before I answer that, because I want to make sure that the ladies really understand this concept real fast, right? ladies, if I walked around, right, and I said, I pay my own bills, I got my own car, I got my own place, I'm strong and independent, I'm that fucking guy, I take care of myself, I don't need no woman. Would you guys laugh at me for doing shit I'm supposed to do? When I sound moronic for saying that?
Yep.
Bragging and saying I'm independent?
Yep.
No.
I would.
They don't get it, man.
Realistically speaking.
Yes, he would. He's like a
yeah.
fucking
Like,
loser.
like, yeah, you'd be like,
Right.
do men run around and say, I'm
don't get accolades
independent,
for
I
doing
got
what
my
you're
own place, I
supposed
got
to
my own car, I'm independent, I'm flexing it.
No.
You can't
men don't
brag
do
about that stuff.
They
It
do.
shows.
However, women, when they make money and they're strong and independent, they yell it out to the world, but no one says anything. The reason why, right, that men can't say that shit is because it's expected that men get resources.
Right.
Women, it's not expected in women. When women make money, they say, I'm independent. Men make money so women could be dependent upon them. It's different. That's why, going back to what he said, no one gives a fuck about a woman's career or money because it isn't going to benefit us anyway.
My mom makes more than my dad, like significantly more, and they're just still together.
See how no one
Question.
still cares.
Okay, so question
I
for you:
care.
When they met, did he make more than your
No,
mom?
my mom's
She
an
always made more?
attorney, yeah, and
Okay.
she was the one who decided what house to buy.
When did they get married?
Uh,
Oh Lord, girl, please stop.
No, I'm just curious.
I'm 24 years ago.
24 years ago. Okay, so here's the thing. I would say that's like a gross exception to the rule.
Anecdote.
We know that if a woman out earns her man, that increases the likelihood of divorce like significantly,
And
almost to
they're
90%.
very happily married. And
Well, your mom's a
beautiful
good
house.
person.
Exception to the rule.
Your mom is a good person.
Exception.
Great anecdote. But the problem is there's still 3 billion selfish bitches.
You said
Right? So you thank God for your mom. She got to multiply. She's a good person. But when we look at studies, how many people are like her mom? That
you
actually
said
stay?
Not a lot.
none. So now you have my mom. That's
Okay, not
one.
none. 3 billion minus 1. Let's do that.
She's the only one out there. I mean,
What does your mom do for a living?
she's
if you
an
don't mind me asking?
attorney,
She's an attorney. And what does your dad do?
stockbroker.